what I want you to do with these investments here is I'm going to give you about 2 minutes or so. And just either whether it's on paper or whiteboard or anything, I just want you to write down things we think we know about investments. We want to write down things you don't know and write down things you'd like to learn. You're not going to be sharing the whole thing. I just want you to, just prime our brains for that. So write down everything you think you know about investments, everything you don't know. I'll give you 2 minutes for that there. And as a reminder, investments is I'm going to put some money in something to make more money, right? I'm investing money means
Like Bitcoin?
that's an example of investment. Sure. Crypto. Yeah. I figured that would get brought up. So 2 minutes there, write down types of investments, what you know about them, right? So you need to have something to invest to make money, or you can invest time sometimes as well as an investment. But yeah, you need to give something to get something. Absolutely. That's a basic principle there. That's good. We'll just keep working our way around. Sorry? No, and that's kind of what we're here about, right? Yeah, that's what we're here about for sure. Jasmine? Stock markets. A lot of people think about stocks. Yeah. Which one? Equities. Okay. Yeah. You said one thing already. You already mentioned crypto. Technically, crypto is an investment. You said mutual fund? Yeah, that's a type of investment. And then Caitlin? Shares? Yeah, okay. Honestly, you guys had answers I didn't expect you'd have. That's good. But yeah, so there's a lot to know about investments, but it kind of goes back to exactly what Austin had started with is you need to give something to get something. Now, ultimately, when you invest something, whether it's time, whether it's money, sorry? You can use your money, you can lose your money real quick. Yeah. So we're going to be talking about that. That's an interesting one with crypto, of course, and some other stuff. But yeah, you give something to get something, right? Usually you're putting some money in to try and make a profit, right? So what I want us to think about here first, before we go into the investments is, I want us to think about goals. There's short-term, there's medium-term, and there's long-term. So I'm just going to hand something out here. This is for yours to keep. This isn't for marks or anything. It's just like how to check this. We'll talk about these in a second. This isn't for marks or anything. This is for your own eyes. No one else is going to see it. It didn't get down very well, so I apologize about that. But there's 3 types of goals. We have short-term, that's the next year. You have medium-term, that's in 1 to 3 years. And you have long-term, and that's over 3 years. Now, you see different numbers there. Like some people might be, well, long-term's 5 years from now, 10 years from now, whatever it is. People have different definitions, but ultimately, you can set goals into usually three or four criteria. So, for example, here, for me personally, one of my short-term goals is, I think I've talked about this before. Hey, I want to go to Winnipeg for a wedding in the summer, right? I plan on gutting my upstairs flooring because my carpet's 40 years old. 40-year-old carpet. So this summer, I'm going to rip that out and install something new. So that's a short-term goal I have. A medium goal I have might be, I want to pay off that big blue car out there because I'm sick of paying for it. So paying off my car loan, right? A long-term goal for me might be, I want to build a fence. I want to put more money into my retirement, for example. I want to pay off my student loan. Those are examples of different types of goals. So I'm going to give you about 3 or 4 minutes. Just go through that sheet there, and there's some check boxes and stuff. Just list off what you think, some appropriate goals are there. No one else is going to see this but you. It's just for your own reference only. I'm just going to give you 3 or 4 minutes. Just go through that sheet and just respond to them. It's okay. So everyone here, I think, has probably gone through at least a couple goals. Did everyone check something off in all 3 categories? So you have at least one in short, medium, and long? Yeah. Now, I'm going to guess most of us probably had more, like, raise your hand. Like, who had more short-term goals than long-term goals? I know I did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's good to have goals, right? It's good to have an idea of how much it costs, and then it's good to try and build a plan for that. Now, maybe we're not always able to achieve all of our goals, or at least not all at once. Like if you listed like maybe like 5 things off there in short-term goals, might be hard to do all 5 of those in a year, for example, right? But either way, it's good to have goals, right? We're always able to improve our stuff. So now I want to go back to invest now, because these two kind of come hand in hand, right? Most of these goals cost some type of money, right? I want to pay off my car out there because I'm sick of paying for it. And I wish I would have just got a rust bucket. I have to figure out a way to pay for all that. So investments come with goals. So the question I have for you guys right now is, how can you invest your money? Has anyone here ever had money taken? Actually, I'm going to come back to that. Here's an example of different types of investments here. There's more. There is more than is on this list. I think someone said like equities and mutual funds, for example. I didn't want to make the list too long because I think that's about as big as I can make it, so it's still readable. But these are examples of different types of investments. Now, you guys had started to mention this stuff earlier. When you have an investment profile, there's 4 big things. There's 4 big things. There's duration. That's something we kind of just looked in, right? When you invest money, some of them have different time frames in them, right? Does anyone know anyone who invested in, like during COVID? Like think when COVID like first started. Does anyone know anyone who invested into like Bitcoin or anything like that right then, or stocks? Just I know a couple people who invested in that because they're like, I want to try and make a really quick money from this, right? So I want to just make money in 6 months, and 2 months from now, I want to make $100. They put in $500, like I want to make 100 next month. Whenever we have let's say, for example, like a retirement plan, and retirement's an investment, right? When you retire, you're putting money away to try and grow. You just don't get it till you're like 65 or 70, right? So it's a long-term investment, right? You have long-term, you have short terms. If you die before then your kids or family members or someone gets it. Whoever you said should get it gets it, basically. There's also something called a return for investment. So does anyone have an idea? Like what does a return mean?
I would think it's
Sorry? Bad ears.
The money back that you're paying into it?
Yeah, money back, right? Return on my investment. If I put $1,000 into investment and I get $1,200 a year from now, I got a $200 return on my investment, right? I made $200. That's what return is. Now, this is a term you've probably seen in movies, liquidity. Liquidity is, so let's say, for example, you guys know I drive an hour each way to get here, right? Let's say I'm driving and all of a sudden I hit one of those deer or moose. Actually, there's been a lot of moose on the road lately. And hey, I survived, but I've broken both my legs. I can't come into work anymore. I need to take like 4 months off. Like I can't do anything. I'm just laying in bed. I can do nothing else.
What were you doing yesterday?
Sorry?
What were you doing yesterday?
I was fighting the moose. Guys, there's so many of them. It's crazy. So with liquidity, okay, I'm in bed. I still have to pay for the house. I still have to pay for the car. Still need to eat food, right? I like being able to browse the internet. All that stuff costs money. I'm now no longer generating income, right? I'm not going to work. I'm not making money. Right. So if I don't have a savings, I need to start selling stuff. So liquidity means I can instantly sell it for money, right? Most people, once they're, let's say they're like 50 or something, maybe they own a house. That's not a liquid asset. You can't just sell your house like, oh, I'm going to sell my house tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. Sometimes it can go really quick, like in a couple of weeks or a month. I know a person who's been trying to sell their house for 8 years. I almost bought it, but for 8 years. So liquidity is how quickly you can sell something. for usually like money, right? It's how fast you can get cash in your hand, basically. And then of course, risk is how likely you are to make money, right? So for a high risk investment, because they don't have an example, like what do you think like a really risky investment might be?
Some kind of new, invention.
Some type of new invention, potentially, yeah, could be. That's a good example, actually. So for a high risk investment, you want to make more money because there's a high risk of you losing that money. So I'm going to go back to crypto here, for example. A lot of people put money into crypto because it's a really risky thing. We're not sure if it's going to take off or not. I want to make profit from it, right? I want to make a lot of profit from it. But let's say, for example, maybe you're 60 years old and you're looking to retire in 5 years. You know what a bad idea is going to be? Putting your money into risky investments. So I'll give you an example here. So my grandpa, he went to the Lanigan mine when he was about 20 years old. He worked there till he was like 69 or 70 years old, something like that. So he worked there for like 50 years. Big pension because they pay really well, right? When he was getting ready to retire, it was around 2008, which is when the whole like financial crisis kind of happened, right? What's that movie that goes over that? It wasn't The Wolf of Wall Street. It was about the financial crash.
Is that when there's all the guns and stuff?
No, it wasn't that one. It had oh crap, the dude from The Office in it.
Well, I'm not gonna name anymore.
No, it's helping. It's not the one I'm thinking of. I'll get you guys the name of the movie, but The Big Short, that's what it was. It was The Big Short. Great movie. I really like it. It's so entertaining and you learn a lot. It's a good movie. But anyways, that's about the 2008 financial crisis. That's where I was going with that. So during that, everything plummeted. Real estate plummeted. Your house is now worth half of what it was the day before. Your stocks are worth nothing. He put all his money into high risk stocks when he was like 65 years old. So his pension, big pension, cut in half over like a 2-month period. And because like he's 70, he can't work anymore. Like he wants to, they won't let him. He doesn't pass the physical, he gets canned. He cannot work anymore.
How do you work at a bingo?
He could, but he was like a hands-on, like he was a machinery type guy. He didn't work on those types of things. So he now basically he couldn't make any more money. He couldn't go work anywhere. And now all of his retirement is gone. It's flushed down the toilet because he had his money in a high risk investment. What he should have done was, hey, I'm planning to retire in 5 years. I want to move my stuff in this high risk stuff, maybe like the stock market, into a low risk thing, which is something we're going to find about. With a low risk thing, he's not going to make a lot of money, but he's pretty much guaranteed to not lose it. Because that's all he needed to do is not lose it. He had lots of money. He didn't need to make more. He just needed to not lose half of it, which is what happened. So with risk, right? When you have a higher risk, you want to make more money, right? It's the same thing with like roulette, right? When we were doing our roulette thing in, what was that, like October? Something like that, November. If you wanted to make more money, you would maybe put it on like, I'm going to put it on 17. If you wanted a safer chance, you'd put it on just like black or red. I know you guys can't read this. I know that you can't read the text here. Oh, so I know you guys can't really read the text here, but these are 3 different types of investments, like over time. They all started off with 10 grand, with $10,000 coming. And over time, this is how they performed. The higher risk stuff did make more money, but you had the potential of losing more. The more stable stuff made some money, but not as much. Cool. So we know some types of investments. Yeah. So we know who oh, there we go. Oh yeah, perfect. So who can help you invest that money now? So, okay, let's say you have some money you want to invest. Who can help you? The bank. Yeah, that's a good example, right? The bank has financial advisors, right? Has anyone here ever had money taken off for their retirement from a paycheck? You have what's called a portfolio. You have money somewhere that someone is managing to try and make you money. So you can go to the bank when you work somewhere, they'll go through some type of a company to do it. There's finance companies. Some people will be like, has anyone here heard of like Warren Buffett? Warren Buffett. We'll be watching a video on him Thursday, but he was a really big like financial guy. Like he invests lots of money. He's made like hundreds of billions of dollars. But like people look at, yeah.
Is that have something to do with like this class?
Oh, sorry, does it have to do with this class?
Yeah.
It's more related to English next block, actually. Yeah, it's not a Shakespeare play. It's kind of a play. It kind of like, it's basically a giant like roast of John A. McDonald. Yeah. It talks a lot about him, and like it talks a lot about like colonialism and stuff. The Globe Theater is super cool because like they'll be in like the middle of all these tables, for example, so we can see them in all different directions. Globe Theater is great. So back to this stuff. There's lots of people who you can invest money with, right? Some people will just be like, oh, Elon Musk said this, I'm going to follow what he says, right? He makes lots of money. So people can help you invest money. Now, something that's important to know is there's a term here called fiduciary. We'll explore this a little later, but basically what this means is if someone has a fiduciary responsibility to you, that means they have to make you money versus their bank. So someone had mentioned, oh, go to the bank, they can help you. So you're going to go to someone who's employed from, like, I'll use BMO as an example. So the BMO hires someone to invest someone's money, right? Now, BMO's their business, they want to make money. Their goal is to take your money, to turn that into as much money as possible. They're going to take some of that. Now, sometimes some banks, I don't know if it's BMO or not, I don't think so. Some banks or some investment officers, their goal is to make their company as much money as possible. Or let's say, for example, was it, I think it was you came and talked about like a new invention?
Yeah.
So let's say you come up with a new invention in investment. We're really good friends. You're like, I just need some startup funds. I'm a guy who manages like $10 billion in people's retirement. I got you. I'll invest some of their money into your project, right? That's not helping my clients, right? That's helping you. If I had a fiduciary responsibility, I would probably be, I'd love to help, but I can't. I'm not allowed to, right? Because I'm risking my client's money that way. So you want to make sure that whoever you're working with has a fiduciary responsibility. So I'm going to need everyone either you need your Chromebook or your phone for this one. You're going to want to type in this link here. If you don't want to type in this link, you can just go to Google, put in Jumpstart Reality Check, and it should get there. So I will give you a minute or so just to navigate to that, either on your phone or your Chromebook. Just want you to navigate to that link there. Pause that. Here we go. So I selected the first option of everything here. And so it told me if I did that, it cost me $14,000 a year. Now, I don't know like how scientifically accurate this stuff is. So I mean, take it with a grain of salt, but like one thing I will say is this is assuming American stuff. And this is before, we talked earlier about how like inflation right now is insane. This is before the inflation. This is in American dollars. So what you probably would have to do is whatever number you get here, if you got $10,000, you're probably going to have to times that by 1.5, just because that turns it into Canadian dollars. Maybe that accommodates for some of the inflation. So in this case, it says, hey, you need, let's say $14,000 a year. What that actually probably is like 21,000, for example, if I were to times this number by 1.5. Again, this is in the States, like our minimum wage is different. I think a childcare worker here makes like $22 an hour, something like that. If you work at like a daycare, you can make pretty decent money doing that. Absolutely. Bartenders. Yeah, I know bartenders make $30 an hour. So this is just to give you an idea here. Our choices cost money, right? And it's nice that we want things. We want to make sure we have achievable steps in trying to get there. So we're almost done. I think I have like one or two more things left. So actually, yeah, we are going to be done there. So that was just an introduction to investments. Now, you guys came in today and you're like, please don't give us more assignments. I will make you a deal. I do have an assignment, but as a trade-off, It will be the only one this week for financial literacy, okay? Sorry, there will be a 1 paragraph thing later this week, but you can knock that out in like 2 minutes. So this will be the only big assignment this week for financial literacy. How about that? We have a shorter week anyways, because it's really just today, Thursday, Friday. So it'll be fun. They bought the ticket. They bought the ticket. So I only just gave you guys a really brief overview. There's a lot to kind of go into here. I didn't just want to sit up here and talk for 3 hours and have you guys take notes. It's not fun for anyone. So what I'm going to have you guys do then is, like I said, only one this week, okay? Oh crap, now that I think about it, I'm trying to remember. I don't think anyone got the vacation one done, did they? Yeah, crap, that's what I meant to, I forgot about that. Yeah, okay. Tell you what, time to finish that today then. Okay, you get time to finish that today, because I meant to do that yesterday. I meant to give you guys more time for that. Okay, we'll do that. Yesterday, which yesterday was Monday, which then I guess kind of comes to today. So yeah, you'll get, tell you what, we'll give you guys more time for that today. Yeah, okay. If you guys finish that, you can get started on the next thing, which I'll just like, once you're done, just let me know, we'll get you started. But otherwise, yeah, you'll get more time then for that today.
Thank you.
Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, let's not overlook.